Most people think a stare down is just a test of confidence. Hold your ground, don't back down, and it's all over. But that's not always the case. Sometimes the other guy isn't just posturing, he's hunting and looking for a real fight. If you don't recognize the warning signs in time, you may find yourself in a dangerous situation. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for when the stare down escalates into real trouble. Let's check it out. In my previous video, How to Handle a Stare Down, I showed you how to acknowledge the threat without backing down and control the situation. And for most people, those steps will be all they need. But what happens when the person across from you isn't just trying to intimidate? What happens when they start pushing boundaries, refusing to back off, and even making subtle movements that suggest violence is about to happen? In this video, I'm going to break down the signs, both clear and subtle, that tell you when a stare down is escalating from posturing to a real fight. I'll show you how to identify these warning signs early so you can act before things spiral into chaos. The tactics I'm about to teach you in this video are covered in my book, 1001 Street Fighting Secrets. If you don't already know, this book is the definitive guide to street fighting, packed with proven techniques like the ones I'm discussing today. So if you're serious about reality-based self-defense, this should be a must-have in your library. I'll put a link in the description down below if you'd like to check it out. And as a bonus for my War Machine Vanguard and Elite members, I'm including a free PDF training guide titled From Stare Down to Showdown, based on the lessons from this video. This guide is designed to help you practice at home, and it's packed with drills, actionable tips, and psychological insights to master these essential skills and better understand stare down dynamics. So if you're not already a member, check out the details below and join the War Machine community today. In my contemporary fighting arts system, I categorize stare down warning signs into two distinct phases: distant threat indicators and close quarter indicators. Now, mastering these phases will sharpen your ability to detect and respond to escalating threats before it's too late. Let's start with body language, one of the first distant threat indicators. From a distance, pay close attention to how the person is standing or sitting. Are they squared up, chest out, with their arms relaxed? Or are they puffing their chest, tensing their muscles, and shifting into a more aggressive posture? These behaviors aren't just displays of dominance. They could be signs that they're preparing for a confrontation. A rigid or stiff posture isn't just about confidence. It may mean they're locking onto you as a potential threat and mentally preparing for conflict. Watch for subtle behaviors like the concealment tap, an unconscious pat or touch to the area where they're hiding a weapon. This instinctive motion reassures them that their weapon is in place, signaling they might be considering using it. If you're in a venue that serves alcohol, such as a bar, restaurant, club, or sporting event, pay attention to whether they appear drunk. Alcohol can impair judgment, reduce inhibition, and make people more aggressive, which may heighten the risk of escalation. A person who is intoxicated may still be posturing, but their actions could be more erratic or unpredictable. A person's eyes can reveal their true intentions. Watch closely. Are they holding a steady stare? Also, pay attention to the frequency of their glances. If they're locking eyes with you repeatedly, it's not just about asserting dominance. It's a sign of rising tension. If their eyes begin to narrow, they're likely preparing to act. Also, be aware of glances downward towards their hands or waist. This could be a major red flag signaling they might be checking their weapon. Frequent scanning of the environment is another critical warning sign. If they keep looking around, they may be checking for accomplices or an escape route. This suggests a coordinated threat, meaning others nearby could be involved in the escalation. Always assume there's more to the situation than what's directly in front of you. Situational awareness is key. Once the person closes the distance and approaches you, the situation shifts from subtle warning signs to a direct confrontation. This is where things get really dangerous. Recognizing the escalation cues at this stage is critical. Failing to do so can leave you at a severe disadvantage with little time to react. One of the first signs of escalation is what I call a dry run. This is when someone moves around you, walks past, or shifts their position to force a reaction. This isn't random movement. It's a calculated strategy to size you up. They're testing your awareness, composure, and ability to react under pressure. Their goal is simple: determine whether you're an easy target or a potential problem. Recognizing this tactic early allows you to adjust your positioning and mentally prepare for what comes next. Now, if they return after the dry run, it's a major red flag. Personal space is a critical boundary, and when someone deliberately invades it, they're escalating the situation. Encroaching on your space is a tactical test. They're gauging your discomfort, assessing your awareness, and seeing if you let them take control of the interaction. They might stand too close, lean in, or subtly cut off your movement, all classical dominance tactics designed to intimidate and corner you. At this stage, their intent is no longer subtle. The closer they get, the more likely they're preparing to strike. Stay vigilant, because this is the moment where you must take control and decide your next move. Pay close attention to what they say as they approach. Is their tone calm, or is it laced with anger, threats, or mockery? Someone escalating a situation may start with insults, sarcasm, or taunts, testing your reaction to see if you're going to back down. But if they shift to direct threats like, "What are you looking at?" or "What's your problem?" it's a strong indicator that they're preparing to attack. Tone of voice matters as much as words. A louder, more aggressive voice often means they're preparing to push it further. Also, don't ignore silence. If someone closes the distance without speaking, they may be mentally preparing to strike first. Watch for physical signs of aggression as they approach. Are they clenching their fists, flexing their muscles, or shifting their weight in preparation for action? Any of these signals can indicate they're gearing up for a fight. Recognize them early allows you to anticipate their next move and take control before they do. Once the situation has escalated, your response becomes critical. How you react will now determine whether you gain control or get overrun. At this stage, there's no avoiding the confrontation. Your next move must be decisive. First, staying calm is critical. Panic clouds judgment, and when you panic, you make mistakes. Control your breathing, keep your composure, and evaluate your next move. Now, in my video, 5 street fighting techniques they never teach you, I break down the 5 tactical options for self-defense, which are comply, escape, de-escalate, assert, and fight back. But in a face-to-face confrontation, complying or escaping aren't always realistic or tactically sound. Instead, let's focus on the options that put you in control of the situation. Look for opportunities to calm the situation without provoking further aggression. If you can diffuse the tension and avoid a physical confrontation without compromising your position, that's always the best outcome. Use CFA's de-escalation stance along with carefully chosen words to lower the temperature of the confrontation. This stance is designed to look non-aggressive, while keeping you physically prepared to act if necessary. When paired with the right words and tone, it can disarm hostility, plant doubt in the aggressor's mind, and reduce the chances of escalation. Asserting yourself and controlling the situation is critical if you have the confidence and readiness to stand your ground. This decision depends on your mental preparedness and your ability to take control of the interaction. If you choose to assert yourself, assume a strong, strategic stance that reinforces control while keeping you ready to act. Your posture, tone, and presence must project unwavering authority without inviting unnecessary aggression. Do not allow the aggressor to dictate the situation. Use short, assertive, verbal commands like "move on" or "we're done here." These phrases send a clear, decisive message that you're in control and you're not going to engage further. When done correctly, assertion can shift the power dynamic and force the aggressor to reconsider their actions. If de-escalation or assertion doesn't work and the situation escalates to the point of imminent danger, fighting back may be your only option. This is where contemporary fighting arts first strike methodology comes into play, taking immediate, decisive action to neutralize the threat before he can harm you. A first strike is not reactionary self-defense. It's proactive force designed to interrupt the stages of an assault before it fully unfolds. The goal is to incapacitate the aggressor quickly and efficiently, giving you the upper hand in a dangerous situation. But keep in mind that fighting back must always be legally justified. Your response must match the level of threat and be proportional to the danger you face. You should only strike first when the danger is imminent, and your actions must be necessary to protect yourself or your loved ones. Never escalate force unnecessarily. Every action you take must be legally defensible. Your goal is to neutralize the threat, not create new legal problems for yourself. When a stare down escalates into something more, the key is to stay in control. Whether you're de-escalating, asserting yourself, or taking action to protect yourself, always remember that you have the power to control the situation. Don't let anyone force you into a position where you're not in control. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.